Let's cut through the noise and tell the truth. If there's one lesson we should take from the Trump era, it's this. When it comes to white evangelicals, they are white first.
So it's a lot more evil than that. Um, Welcome to one of my lazy TikToks. I haven't done one in a while, but it's not just that white evangelicals and the followers of white evangelical Christianity, it's not just that they choose whiteness first before their Christianity. They fold their whiteness into their Christianity, and they use their Christianity as a shield to accountability for their bigoted ways and their racist ways and beliefs. They literally whitewash and, well, more or less blood wash who they are, that bigotry, that love of injustice, that hate of the immigrant, the desire to use their religion to gain power and control. Like they use their Christianity to absolve them of accountability for their beliefs. Like their embracement of whiteness, racism, and bigotry, it's not sin to them. Like they go into the Bible, they cherry pick their way into absolution, and they keep on chugging along. And it's why that whole, like the kind of Christianity, I call it the cult of current Christianity, because that's literally what it is. It's their own. It's their own beast that they've created, that they've cherry picked their way through the Bible, and they've created their own egregores, like their own Christ, their own God, and their own Holy Spirit. They even have their own language, babbling, for those who believe in that. And they feel that they are in commune with the Spirit or the Holy Spirit, and they feel that they hear from this Spirit when they are literally just in communion with themselves. And I stop right there because people need to internalize that Christianity is such clay. And I talk a lot. You can go on YouTube. You can go on my channel here on TikTok, and I talk a lot about this. That Christianity is such clay, and it is, because of the way it's one of the foundational flaws of Christianity, because you can just create the kind of Christianity that you want, and then you go in and you cherry pick the kind of God that you want, and you cherry pick the kind of Jesus that you want, and you worship that, and then you cherry pick the kind of Holy Spirit you want, and people believe they hear from this entity when they're these entities, and when they're just hearing from themselves. And for those who are more esoteric, there are things that will respond. People who walk in those circles and believe those things, that level of anyway, those things will. There are things that will sit in the seat of power that these people have created, and it'll respond. But that's too far down. That's a bridge too far for most people. But I'll go back to what I was saying, is that because Christianity is such claim, you can make of Christianity what you want. That's why you have 40,000 isms. People, white evangelicals, have gotten away with justifying their bigotry, because the bigotry becomes justified by the Christianity. I know what you guys are thinking, like, how in the world? There's no way, because my God would never do that. I don't believe it. It does. Christianity functions like Zionism. Christian nationalism does the same thing. They fold in their beliefs, whether they are political, social, etc. In fact, the Abrahamic religions, I'm going to step on some feet today. The Abrahamic religions function in this way, to where they folded in to the very foundation of their beliefs, misogyny, patriarchy. They folded into the very basis of their beliefs, oppression of women. And they have, for thousands of years, pushed this toxicity into the adherents of the Abrahamic religions, these toxic beliefs of women, that people just, it's become canonized. People just accept it from any of the three. But again, Christianity is, those Abrahamic religions can be cherry picked, and you can create your own version of the Abrahamic religions to the extent that you see the multiplicity and the variations of them in the world that exist. But I'm gonna cut this short here. People need to begin to pay attention to what's going on in white evangelical Christianity. Many people have started to deconstruct it out of it. Many people are trying to find their way free of it, but Black people need to find their way free of the trauma bond and the toxic relationship that they have with the kind of Christianity that has been awash in the world for a very long time. And this kind of Christianity that is utilized to help people gain power and control over others by colonizing the mind of successive generations to basically oppress their own selves, to believe things they should not believe about themselves, to oppress women, to do all of those toxic traits that we see in the cults of current Christianity. And so I bring this topic up because people need to realize what's going on, because it's not just that white evangelicals, I'll come back to my original point, it's not just that they will choose their whiteness before they choose the Christianity or to be Christians or to be Christ-like, because we're so far past Christianity being a useful tool to fight the inner battle within each person for them to ameliorate their character, because Christians have canonized the use of Christianity to colonize and gain power and control over others. For example, like gaining power and control over women. Yeah. Until Christians begin to confront the use of Christianity as anything other than a tool for deconstruction out of like your old life into a better, healthier, more character amelioration, like driven, like a religion that drives each person to turn inward and look at themselves to ameliorate their character instead of fighting culture battles, until you find, get, and create a kind of Christianity that fights for that. Christianity will continue to be drunk at the will of far too many people's lives, and they have got to avoid it. They have got to avoid it, because you will always be in relation with a kind of Christianity that was meant to harm and control you. It's a bit. It's a harness. It's a what is it? A dog collar with a chain that just yanks you about, in accordance with the will of whatever human is teaching you that religion or that version of Christianity. That's why I say that. Actually, I've got to release the video. Black people have to break up with their trauma bond with Christianity, because the kind of Christianity that is awash all around the world, the cult of current Christianity, is a kind of Christianity that was never meant to be healthy and for you. It was a kind of Christianity, and it still is a kind of Christianity that is meant to help one group of people gain power and control over another group of people, while unifying the dominant group that they've created to oppress these subgroups. And Christianity will never be useful or good, and whatever version of God and Jesus that they're pushing will never be of any use or good to people around the world, and even to women. As I was saying, to women, until it disgorges itself of this unholy mixture. But people aren't ready to talk about that.